Folks, I'm EDPC Reviews. I just got out of that there theater, and it's time to review Stillwater. Let's do it. Folks, abandon the accent, okay, because it's tedious, and you probably don't want to hear it the whole time. It's gone. Goodbye. Say goodbye. It's leaving, and you're going to miss your chance. It's going. Bye. See you later. Okay, back to the review. Folks, I've seen 2 of Tom McCarthy's movies now, and I've noticed 2 main things, 2 observations. One, he doesn't add much flair to the directing. It's very basic, very average. Nothing inherently wrong with that, of course, as long as the movie is fine, and we'll get into if it is. And he's definitely focuses more on the story than any, cinematography, lighting, any of the other stuff, any of the other technical elements that would enhance a film. And 2, he doesn't always bring the best performances out of the characters. Now, Spotlight, you have people like Mark Ruffalo and Rachel McAdams. Now, this might just be my complaint because the Academy nominated Mark Ruffalo. I don't know if they nominated Rachel McAdams. I didn't find either of their performances particularly good in Spotlight. I actually would call them both like unsettling. I don't know if I'd call them bad, but I did not enjoy either of their performances. And in this film, I don't think that the actress for Allison's performance is good. Every time she's on screen, it definitely takes me out just because I don't think she's very good at this role, unfortunately. You have people like Matt Damon who are just excellent actors by themselves. Not to say that any of the people I mentioned aren't, but Matt Damon definitely has a great performance. I don't want to say that he doesn't, but I'm not sure Tom McCarthy particularly contributed to that. But I also want to give a shout out to Maya, the child actress in this film, who is spectacular. Folks, the film isn't quite sure what it wants to be, or maybe it is, and it's just, being overly ambitious to fit all of the stuff it wants to be in this runtime. But at times, and the trailer really doesn't even sell you on that too. It makes it sort of seem like an action revenge thriller or something like that, which it definitely is not. But at parts, it's an investigative drama about a father trying to clear his daughter's name. At other times, it's about a man, a romantic comedy maybe even. There's some elements of comedy in here. Definitely a romantic drama about a man trying to find new meaning in his life. He finds a new partner, he finds a new daughter, all this stuff. And it forgets each element as it approaches something new. And they often come back into, like, it starts out as an investigative drama, and then you move a bit into that romance drama, and then they sort of forget about all the investigative stuff, and then it's just brought back in at another point. And they just keep going back and forth through all these different plot lines. And it gets ridiculous. I mean, it's too much for one film, and it doesn't really need to be all. You gotta pick. Folks, the most fascinating part about this movie, because there really isn't a lot to talk about, I wasn't even sure if I would make a review just because of how basic this film is and how little there is to say, but the most fascinating part is the discussion that has arisen as a result of it. And if you have an opinion on it, I'd love to hear your opinion down in the comments below, because I definitely get both sides. You have Amanda Knox, of course, a real person. I didn't know about her before this movie and the controversy, but I watched the trailer even with my family, and my dad asked the question, was this the Amanda Knox story? And so I looked it up, and it is very similar. And I think Tom McCarthy and the screenwriters have addressed the fact that it is, of course, inspired by Amanda Knox, because it obviously is. It would be foolish to deny that. And Amanda Knox is upset that Stillwater is profiting off her story. Now, imagine yourself in that situation. I think it's fair to say, it's reasonable to suggest that you would probably be upset too. A story that you lived through, a traumatic experience, and then this film turns around and makes it a movie very similar, very, very similar in regards to your story. But at the same time, they do change things. There's a huge plot point, specifically towards the end, that is changed. The film is less about Amanda's story herself and more about this fictional father figure, and most of the film doesn't even have to do, well, I don't know about most, but at least half the film doesn't even have to do with the character of Allison, who is of course meant to be Amanda. A big plot point and even a big plot twist that isn't present in the real Amanda story. So it's inspiration. It's obviously not a direct copy, and you just have to wonder about, does Amanda have a right to be upset about this? What is she entitled to? Compensation? Should she have been brought in for the story? Any of the above? Let me know what your thoughts are on it. I'm still processing it myself. I find the debate very interesting. Anyway, folks, that's about all I've needed to say about this film. It's very average. My main complaint is that it's trying to juggle just so much And the story's okay, the directing is okay, the acting's, you know, good. I don't want to discount it, but it's okay. It's not spectacular. Folks, Stillwater has to be, when everything is just okay, it's either a B or a C. And since it wasn't boring, it wasn't slow, gotta be a B. There were parts I definitely liked. Matt Damon's performance is just, it's good. So like anytime he's on screen, you know, with there's some sweet moments, a lot of emotional stuff in here, a lot of heart, and there's enough to like here to justify a B. A low B, albeit, but a B. It wouldn't be higher, it wouldn't be lower. A B. Alright folks, that's my review of Stillwater. Let me know if you've seen the film. Let me know what your thoughts are about that debate there. Certainly, I can't speak. Certainly an interesting discussion, if I do say so myself. Folks, I've been EDPC Reviews from Oklahoma City. You've been absolutely amazing. I will see you in Stillwater. No, that's not right. Folks, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.